gentlemen, and everybody else, welcome to the final day of the Spring Split regular season. My nickname is Quickshot, and I'm joined by the one and only Big G Corn Dog King Guldborg himself. GB, you excited to take a look at this game? If BDS wins, they lock first. If XL wins, they set themselves up for a chance at group stage, but they need Mad Lions to lose in order for that tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, there's so many stakes between these two teams. Now straight off the bench here, Draven, no surprise. We've seen a lot of people go against that for Patrik. I'm looking at specifically potentially Sai as well, and the likes of either Gragas and Jace if we're over in that road. Now from the side of XL, Annie, quite normal. We could see a Caitlyn ban come out as well. Yep, there we have it. And for the last one, I think I'm just expecting a Sheo ban here. Either the likes of Sejuani or any facilitating jungler that they've prioritized.
Instead, it's going to be that Xayah champion that's risen in priority. So, ladies and gentlemen, Zeri is available. So is Lulu. Yay! Very quickly, before we get to first picks, just a reminder that XL did tweet earlier today they are playing from home due to players testing positive for COVID-19. Team BDS will be playing from the team facility because of that fact as well. I love the Lulu ban that might remove the Zeri.
Yeah, so there's two things here. Either BDS just straight up goes for Sejuani here for the likes of Sheo, or they're looking for specific AD carry for Crownie. We've seen loads of time they either prioritize the Zeri, or we've seen them try and prioritize the what's the champion name again? It's not the Varus. They're probably going to lock that one in instead. I was looking at the Jinx, but it is actually going to be the Varus. So with Sejuani going over, not only is that champion that Sheo would have normally liked, it's a champion you can also make a takeaway now from the likes of Xerxe. Usually we see XL do quite a bit of Rakan bans as well, but wouldn't surprise me if that's something that Limit has been looking towards lately himself for that engage factor. He didn't look too comfortable on the Heimerdinger yesterday, and I think from this side of XL, I would really love to see them actually have that solid engage option.
Now, of course, that Sejuani, which is still available, has only been played once this spring. It's been played 3 times all year from Xerxe, but I think the value denying it from Sheo is definitely preferred. Limit is going to be locking in the Rakan for now, and while we wait for that second phase lock-in, I do think it is important to address and call out the fact that XL team that has struggled has also dealt with a lot of illness. I don't want to make that excuse, but it is one of the unique scenarios. Players with COVID are currently playing, but we like the Sejuani combo that with you've got a lot of engage tools, you've got safe engage tools, and then the follow-up from the quickness.
So what are we looking for from the side of BDS here? Is a divide takeaway to still have that facilitating role for Sheo, potentially in Nautilus as well, could come out from Labrov. It's a good matchup into the Rakan as well, but we'll see. I
was just going to mention Wukong is the other option. I think via Wukong, Sejuani of the junglers we've seen significantly the most here in week 3. We are still playing on patch 13.4. We're waiting for either the support to get locked in or the jungle. And the assumption that I will have is whichever role is not locked in could be target banned in the following phase.
Well, this is already very interesting. We see an early prioritization of this Azir. Usually with Nuke, we only see the mid laner and the top laner for BDS be played in the second ban phase. This is the first time in the entirety of Spring that they've picked the solo laner before the second ban phase.
That is a great call out. You mentioned this yesterday as well, that pick ban trend from BDS. The other thing, there are very few top lane bans. And what that means to me is Darius is open, Olaf is open, you know, a number of the Adam-specific champions are there. I love the Darius hover, it will be the Zeri lock-in, but I think signaling that intent probably could expect some top lane bans in the second phase.
Oh yeah, potentially. I also think that you need to go for an AD here. The AD pool is just going to get too thinned out if you don't take it before you go into the second ban phase. And now with the solo laner as least picked, you know, you can go for the support bans. We might see some Nautilus, the likes of that, something that Labrov loves to prioritize. It's good into the Zeri as well. And then we can maybe see the fact that they want to trim some of the champion pool up towards the top side.
Well, with that Ashe band the way you mentioned it, I want to highlight just for Nukes Azir, also building on the BDS change of strategy prioritization on the solo lanes. This is Nuke's most played champion. He has 32 games, a 60% win ratio, meaning 20 wins and 12 losses. The next ban here from Team BDS is going to be the Olaf. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another top lane ban targeted away. And the question I'll have now for XL is, do they obviously lock in the mid lane here, as you know, the Azir, leave that top lane counter pick, because you could deal with whatever shenanigans that Adam and BDS are going to throw your way, because I anticipate shenanigans.
Yeah, so I think from the side of BDS here, you're acknowledging the fact that you most likely have to blind pick your top laner, where on the side for XL, they can just counter pick their mid lane on 4 and leave counter pick open for Odoamne. So we still have the likes of Jax, Cassandra, open and available champions that we've seen Odo on before.
I mean, let's take a look at the rest of the pool. Yasuo, Darius, Sion, Wukong, Aatrox, Renekton, and Malphite. Those are the champions Adam has run. Coming into yesterday's games, he and Niski were the only 2 players to have a unique champion in every game, and then Adam let me down. Played Malphite for a second time. Real disappointing, bro. I want to see something new this time around. And right now, they'll hover on a couple of other champion picks as Gnar, Jax, Darius removed from the pool. And if this Olaf is locked in, that is a denial from one of the champions Adam has run. And no ways. Is this actually going to get locked in here for Odo? I don't think this is a champion Odo's played very often. That is okay, give me a second. I want to look at the numbers for this one. What do you think of this, and what does Adam run into?
Yeah, I really expected that they would save the top laner for last pick, just because they already knew where Azir was going. And if anyone is going to know that Olaf, it's going to be Adam. Yes. So if he knows any counter to it, well, he's going to bring it out. He sees the Sett as an option here.
Punch him in the face or hit him with the X. Okay, this is only Odoamne's second ever Olaf game. Do you want to know the last time he played it? Give me a year as a quick stat guess.
Oh, 2017.
2015
oh, God.
was the last time Odoamne played Olaf, and this is a do-or-die game for Xerxe. If they lose this game, they are eliminated from the group stage for the second split in a row. And Abbedagge will now lock in that Gragas to round it out. So very different compositions from what I was expecting. If we zoom out, how did the teams win?
Yeah, this is a way better composition for Xerxe than we saw yesterday, at least. It's way easier to execute. You got teamfight tools and the fact that you have the follow-up engage after Sejuani with Rakan, with Gragas. You got that disengage as well. You can just run straight into them. Having Olaf play into Renata is such a nice one to have. And from the side of BDS, well, they're going to have to be a bit careful with it, because if they disrespect the fact and Labrov missed positions on that Renata, he's going to be toast. On the side of BDS, a lot of it is playing around with their range that they have in a Varus, in an Azir, and then afterwards when they begin poked down a little bit, that's where you're looking for the initiator with Sheo. He's got that Divine Sundra, he's got that extra damage on the Wukong, and hopefully a follow-up from Adam.
I mean, I think when you do look at the BDS composition, when they want to start fights, they have to commit heavily. They're going to throw everything at that. They don't have that Glacial Prison or the Explosive Cask. What they do have is the Body Slam Elder Drop from Sett to at least return one of the champions. Risky engages if it doesn't go well, if they're not set up for, with the right vision and things like that. So high risk, high reward in my mind.
Yeah, most certainly.
All right, we're going to find out as we hit the Rift in just a moment's time. For Team BDS, a win here will lock them into that first seed, which is something I was not expecting to say. For Xerxe, they are fighting for their lives. Look at that, we're peering into the multiple dimensions of Summoner's Rift. As soon as we hit this early stages, Sheo and Xerxe, I want to keep my eyes on them. Xerxe in particular, a player that has been fairly heavily and I think very fairly criticized at the course of the year, has had not the greatest influence and impact, but he needs to help steer his team in the right direction.
Yeah, so a bit of reasoning why they're up here as well. Well, one thing is if you can catch one off guard on the top side with Olaf, well, they're going to die. Another thing is that you get bush control in the early game from the top side, which is really important for the likes of Olaf. You want to make sure that when you go into this laning phase, you have control against it. Also, when you're playing into another melee. BDS, they were anticipating an invade, but it seems like they were anticipating it down on the bot side instead, so they were just stacked up here, but no one came around.
Not this time, and of course, if you look at the respective junglers, Xerxe starting on his red buff, mirrored, I should say, bottom half there for Sheo, so potentially splitting the map. Honestly, whether or not there's going to be any sort of invades. Crownie and Labrov making their way towards that bottom lane. Patrik a little bit late, as you can already see Limit stepping forward, a number of pings. So they'll spot one another out. Abbedagge trying to get that red buff ward done. That's something we have seen a number of times, that early 1.5 minute step forward, get the Brambleback spotted, but Nuke played block, didn't let the mid lane Gragas into the jungle.
Yeah, and I think we might be in for a bit of a slow early game here, just due to the fact that there's not so much action that can come through. You have some setup in both lanes. Of course, there's knock-up down towards the bot side. You have the handshake from Labrov as well, but the follow-up engage from specifically Wukong will need that ultimate Divine Sunder and the power spike we always talk about. I think in terms of early action, if there was to come anything out of it, it might be up towards this top side. You can already see now Sheo, the jungler that's pathing up towards that top side. Xerxe is still clearing on his red side jungle, could make his way down towards the bottom side if he's not escorting Odoamne with his minion wave in towards the top side, but it looks like he's just going to be pathing down.
I think those two top lane champions as well have the ability to complete takeover game. If a Sett and Olaf are able to generate an early lead, early advantage, the kit, the mobility, the damage, they can get to those back lines, they can put a lot of threat on them. So we'll see, will be very important to track. I think you and I have had a little bit of a sub-thread in our games this weekend. Top lane doesn't matter, is a statement we've said a couple times. I have a feeling it might be a little bit more impactful today with how these comps play, and also specifically with the players in question.
Oh,
here comes Xerxe. There's the body slam, flash, and conquering shifting sands easily gets Nuke away, but they trade mid lane flashes.
Yeah, it was good engaged there. They saw they used the Sand Soldier into the queue, so Abba saw the moment for it, flash for flash, as you say there as well. Yeah, I'll be honest as well. I don't really know the Sett into Olaf matchup, not one that I'm too knowledgeable about, but I'm more about the bot lane guy. So I say making his way down there as well. Sheo probably just going to stand in towards this mid lane here to make sure that his mid laner can crash the wave now that he does not have that summoner spell.
Well, he has a learning opportunity for both of us. Odo and Adam trading. There's vicious strikes coming out. Odo forced to flash and ghost away. Adam dropped that ignite and immediately using Sett's kit and shielding to his advantage.
Yeah, and who's going to know that champion better than Adam himself? He was the one who made Olaf meta in Europe.
Guldborg, even more than that, who's going to know how to play into an Olaf, the champion that he popularized here in Europe? And Odo, old man, old hands, been around a long time. The last time he played this champion competitively, 2015. I don't know if he's been spamming it on scrims or
I have a good guess that he probably have played this champion since 2015, just in general. But now
he's
with
still got old hands, Guldborg.
Yeah, okay, that's you would know about that, wouldn't you? But now Sheo making his way up towards the top side. No flash on Odo. They could potentially look for a dive here with the Haymaker. It could be good setup for it. No one's around. Even Nuke is making his way up here.
Here comes Nuke. Odoamne, what can he do? No support from the rest of the squad. Teleport is available for Abbedagge. Does he pull the trigger quickly or not? That's the question. Pull back, lands onto Odo. TP coming forward, down to 100, down to 20. Odo escapes with his life. Abbedagge not being able to get more. Adam committed his flash for that one. Sheo steps forward, so teleport's secured. Now Xerxe's roaming his way up top, and Odo still under some threat, but he's managed to stay alive.
Yeah, how long do we want to make this stalemate happen? I don't know the wave state of mid lane right now, who's losing what. It looks like it's a minion wave that's going to push into the favor of Nuke, so if they just abandon the play right now, then Abbedagge is actually going to be losing CS, and you can see it here. Cannon minion still alive, so Abbe had to TP up there. Nuke already got a crash in, so this was beneficial for BDS in terms of the minions.
Really nicely done. I mean, that full combo. Adam and Sheo stuck around. Gonna go forward, crushing blow, pulled backwards and punch him in the face. Sheo and Adam, BDS get first blood.
Odo really wanted to crash in on the wave on the top side so he could get a favorable back. That's why he stuck around. But the call should have been there to have Xerxe maybe help him out there. And because Sheo stuck around, helped Adam, that made it so they could get that first blood. This is only 3 minions and they're quite low, so they wouldn't freeze. But crucially, Odo does not have teleport. So he'll have to walk all the way up to this top side. That's actually Adam some good time.
That's a really good call out though, Guldborg, because no TP into the later stages of the game. No TP for Adam either. So depending on how even or what the state is, once we do get to the 20-25 minute mark, we might end up seeing a lot of sort of 4-1s and grouping up for those objectives because they can't play side lanes with only single TPs.
Yeah, so for XL here, good aggressive vision. You can see the entrance to the river has been warded up. Even deep into the jungle, there's a ping board that spotted Sheo. The problem is, they can't really use this information too much. They can say, hey guys, they're doing Drake, can we do anything about it? Well, let's see if they actually feel like it.
Dragon's gonna go low, 900. Limits towards the pit. Labrov is the target of Abbedagge. Dragon secured by Sheo and BDS. Forcing a flash out of Labrov. Crownie gets over the wall. And Sheo will make his little escape thanks to the Trickster. Dragon goes the way of BDS, cost them a couple sums, but they are 1,000 gold up, a Dragon in the advantage, and their first ganks have been positive.
Yeah, but this is also Crownie with no cleanse playing into Xerxe on the Sejuani, so as soon as he hits 6 on maybe his next clear, he's going to be straight down towards that bottom lane, so that's something to pay attention to. Is there going to be a little bit of butterfly effect here in terms of getting that Drake? How is that going to have value going into the next one?
Well, we'll find out in a moment or two. As we don't have a little bit of action yet, I do just want to explain to everybody what is at stake here for XL. I know you have heard it a few times, but just to visualize it. In order for XL to get to the group stage, first, they need to win versus BDS. If they lose, they are eliminated. Next, they need Mad Lions to lose to G2. If Mad Lions win, XL are eliminated. And of course, that they need to do is, if Mad Lions lose and XL win, they then need to win the tiebreaker. Really great job from producers bringing up the standings to show it as well.
Now, Labrov, or rather Limit here on the Rakan, is actually going to be able to have the move here first. Good vision control from Adam to at least have some even knowledge of where it might come. Adam, no flash, remember?
XL Esports.
Oh, Adam!
La, la, la. The body slam down! Limit takes a shield punch to the face, and Adam escapes thanks to the showstopper.
And you can't do that to a Sett. You need to be behind him, else he's just going to do that. I was afraid he might do it on Olaf as well, because while Olaf is unstoppable, you can still use that as a getaway against him to just yoink yourself out of there.
And unfortunately for XL, it ends up costing them. Not only do they not get the kill, a plate in the bottom lane goes the way of Crownie and Labrov. Abbedagge, explosive cast available, handshake catches onto Patrik, and Limit's now making his way down. So it's an 8-9 CS advantage for Crownie. The kill and the assist to Adam and Sheo. and small green gold graphs for all of the members of BDS outside of the support.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's all the small things. We have a 1k gold lead currently for BDS, but it's not just one member, right? It's all of them collectively. And then I guess the supports don't matter here, but you know what I'm saying.
Of course. I mean, look, a Limit tried to get involved and make a play. Hasn't had a time to shine. The one thing I will mention, though, is that obviously there's a lot of damage on the side of BDS, so as long as they're in advantageous position, I think they do have the ability to burn through everything on XL. But if they are even toe, there is threats. Sejuani, Gragas, Zeri, Olaf, they can get past whatever tools of Sett and Wukong running forwards. But I think for XL, it's also going to be very challenging. How do you deal with all like 4 damage threats on the side of BDS who also have an advantage? One of the answers will be, can they get Herald, use this to claw back this deficit?
Yeah, so right now I think that Herald is just going to go over to the XL. The pressure that XL's bot lane had has now shifted into the mid lane. You can see they're hovering around. In terms of ultimate, Adam just used his earlier. The Sejuani ultimate might have more value as well in a turn scenario while they are first on Herald. So BDS is just going to make the call. We're going to cross map it. We're going to try and get something down on the bot side, maybe get a few plates. With this in mind, XL bot lane move back down and they get an objective.
Oh, Crownie's been jumped on, engaged on. Patrick's put so much damage out. Chin encryption on the handshake, rather starting to spread out. Crownie, one more auto is all that's needed. The bailout comes forward and Crownie's dropped. XL get the 2v2.
The small AoE there, I believe, gets him. If Labrov walked a bit further up, maybe he couldn't get away, but Patrik still did have that flash available to him. So just a great pickup there. Labrov went up to get vision in River, and as soon as he did that, Patrik and Limit, they struck.
I mean, really nice. The spark over the wall, just really not giving any time to Crownie. He had no flash or ghost available to him with sums down, easily run.
Yeah, but initially, really good chains of corruption from Crownie. Stopped the knock-up from Limit, as you can do in his track. And yes, it is the AoE, unfortunately. Now, Patrik did have flash, so maybe there's a scenario here where you just burn the flash and then he gets the kill, no matter what, Crownie dies.
Damn it, I blame Labrov. He shouldn't have allowed that AoE to bounce. No, that is not fair at all, actually.
Min-maxing.
It's so brutal. But that's actually really important, because I think on the side of XL, Patrik is going to be one of the primary damage dealers. Yes, you want Odo and Abbe eventually to have some impact, but that Zeri needs to be mobile, wants to be in a better position. Now 200 gold lead. Limit is being flanked here by Xerxe, so it is a 3v1. Remember, no flash available yet. Crownie's going to be the targets.
And that's the thing in that communication. They realized earlier, no flash.
He's dead. Stunned up, locked down, flown into the air. Second kill secured by Patrik. Emperor's Divide goes out, and the handshake will not connect. But it's a 3v1 in the middle lane, so kill for XL bot. And it should be a kill for BDS, but no ways! No ways! The fat man's wobbling to safety. Limit throws down the quickness, and he's bought some time. Abbedagge is going to look to teleport out as well, and he will escape with his life.
Oh, beautiful. That's a great escape there from XL. It looked dire for a minute there, didn't it? He gets out of it, and now with Crownie coming back from base, no one's around to defend the turret. That's going to be plating back for the XL bot lane. But look at this. Is anyone going to come back to support him? But they're still waiting, lurking around. Adam on top side.
That is huge. Face breaker, haymaker. Pick ups the kill with the ignite. Too easy. Teleport's not coming to the bottom lane. And this has just exploded. Xerxe's the target of the sifting, conquering sands, and Crownie will secure the kill. So it is still a 1,000 gold advantage to Patrick's Zeri. But the TP thrown down and the kill bounced back both from Adam in the top lane and Crownie in the bottom lane.
Sheo did use his W to get over the wall there instead of the blast cone, so it doesn't have it just yet. We'll have it in a moment though.
There is support here from the rest of XL. The first dragon with the way of BDS, and it looks like it will be conceded. There's a number of plates secured. So Adam is flying ahead of Odo right now. Plus 30 CS, got a number of tower plates, 101. It's going to be up to Patrik to try and balance that out in these late stages.
I was going to say, remember how we said it was kind of a team effort for BDS? Well, that's no longer the case. It's the Adam show up towards the top side, gets to take another wave, gets to have the recall. No TP from Odo, total gold. Wow, Patrik actually still ahead here. So a solid carry for XL to look towards for and play for.
I mean, when you consider there's only 5 kills in the game, he has 2 of them. He's also on par with the highest CS in the game, which is currently Adam. Patrick's got that shield bow completed and will be called upon from all of the burst damage. And it's just a quick reminder, you'll see there, the group draw show will happen after our final game. Of course, if there are any tiebreakers, it'll have to be after game 6 or 7, depending on how that plays out. But for now, XL just trying to make it there. Adam will step forward, use the haymaker, use the showstopper. Odo, 7 seconds for Rakan.
So
he's
good,
down.
no?
He's just complete down. I mean, Adam is styling on Odo. Those old man hands being beaten up.
I'm not going to make it an H thing. I'm just going to make it a guard. Adam is so good up towards the top side thing. He's going to get the first turret all for himself. XL with a cross map on the bottom side. 4 vs 4. Sheo might get caught off guard here if Limit decides to ultimate.
I really like that Cyclone from Sheo. Limit does engage with the quickness. The barrel goes just a little wide. Sheo crushing blow onto Limit. Chain of Corruption has started to spread. Reign of Varus comes down, and Abbedagge is below 50. Gets up to 90 now. Continue to run for his life. Nobody dies, but the Dragon goes to XL.
It does, so that was the good thing for XL. They can still get the 4 vs 4. They were first of the objective. Gotta say, the setup there was really good. But individually, again, Adam on that top side has created a massive lead. Someone is going to have to deal with him on a side lane eventually, and he's 2.6k ahead of Odo.
And that is pretty much the entire gold lead. If you look at the top of the screen, the gold lead for the entire game is around 2,800, 3,000 gold, and it's because of this beautiful pink man right here.
Oof, and it's into the stride breaker. Get this look at the movement speed. Turn around, 2 caster minions left. They're going to die to the ultimate with the turret here. Odo's going to take some extra damage from that. And it's just cleanup afterwards, isn't it?
Can I nominate for player of the game the Observers?
Oof.
That is just awesome. Although to be fair, at this angle, he looks like Udyr.
I've had some issue with some of the Sett skins where I thought they were Udyr, I kid you not. But yeah, Adam now rotated down towards the bottom side. Someone's going to have to come and deal with him eventually because he's just going to keep gaining gold. He's just going to keep gaining objectives. Somebody needs to stop him, but the problem is somebody can't. They need multiple members. What are you drawing up there? I'm
just trying to highlight the gold lead. Look at that. Just near about 3,000 gold. Of the 3,000, 2.5 is in Adam's back pocket. And for XL, now it becomes a scary, scary situation. This is a team that has struggled all split long. They picked up a win against Fnatic and a win against Mad Lions, and then dropped all the rest. If they drop this game, their spring split is over. They come back after MSI for summer. It is a significantly longer vacation. Yes, the team is dealing with illness. Yes, the team has made the substitution with Abbedagge, and they looked pretty good despite the game being lost way back on Saturday. Now they're going to have to call on the LCS champion, have to call on the experience of these players, because down 3 and a bit gold, down the initiation tools of the Sett, the Wukong, it becomes even more difficult to play defensive because you can't get dove so easily.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they have their scaling aspect of the game pretty much already set for them, with Patrik being the one ahead, right? So it's not all doom and gloom from the side of XL right now. The problem will be containing Adam once he starts grouping up as well, because you can't match him right now. He's definitely going to be a pain to deal with. So with Adam shifting his pressure from bot side up towards the top side, they can finally get an objective, but this also allows Odo to finally lane, to finally get something for himself.
I mean, if you want to keep an eye on Patrik, look at his summoner spells with that flash and the cleanse. I think those will be crucial for some of the bigger fights with 2 minutes until the next dragon. We're also playing for a Mountain Soul, which I think will benefit both teams, actually. A fair amount of additional statistics on both sides, so they definitely want to be prioritizing it. More importantly for me, though, if Patrick's can use the Spark, the Flash, the Cleanse to stay away, we saw him chipping down at him a little bit, but he will be the target that they're going for. So that does mean that Odo and Xerxe also have to either peel for him or try to do their work on the back.
Oh yeah, by all means, Adam is not going a tank build right now. Adam is going to be a full bruiser. He's going to try and kill them. He's going to try and be a carry right now, and I think arguably he's deserved the right to try and do so with the laning phase that he had from the get-go. It's also going to make it so that they have an easier time actually playing up towards the side lane. The only problem I have with this right now is Adam is not set up for success in the side lane. Currently, there's full vision control from the side of XL, and that makes it so he can never really step too far up unless that they're showing themselves on the top side, which at this point, well, quite luckily they are.
Yeah, they were committing into that northern river, so that allowed it. But look, the moment they stepped into the darkness, you highlighted Guldborg, all of that vision down bottom, this makes it a little risky for Adam. He doesn't flash available, but I think starting to respect at least the potential. Now, if he sticks around too long, that is a juicy target to jump on.
You can see the communication is already coming in now. They went down towards the bottom side of river here. You have to back off, Adam. Okay, I have no vision. Sure. So I think the way that BDS continues to accelerate this game is doing what they're doing now. They need to gain control of their own jungle again, and they don't need to get it a lot. There's a term called low vision, high vision, in terms of where you want to allocate most of your vision, and then a little bit of your vision just to make sure that somebody can get the info so anyone is coming to collapse on him. And I think right now, from the side of BDS, they actually have to allocate a lot of their vision for Adam if they want to take care of the outer turret, setting up for Drake at the same time.
And not only that, no teleports for them, right? So neither Odo nor Adam having teleport available. With Dragon up in 30, you can already see the teams grouping. Already starting to catch the wave, fight him in the bottom lane. His flash has just become available. He's level 12. Still got that 2.5k gold. Importantly for me, he's got the second item completed before this next fight. as Xerxe are shoving that mid wave forward and now moving into the river.
Got that Xerxe, yeah. So they need to fight for the control here. Mid lane still not pushed in. As soon as this mid lane is pushed in, they can start phase shaking. They can try and regain some of that control. Xerxe, though, not completely willing to forfeit it for free, but they do have that ace up their sleeve, with the Rift Herald now being summoned in the mid lane.
Well, will Squidward answer the phone or will Patrik answer the phone? Because Xerxe need a 5-star performance from him. Patrik and the rest of Xerxe clear out the Rift Herald. Mid turret gets chunked down. Odo wants to flank.
Not even spotted.
Not spotted yet. Adam will catch him in just a moment. Blast Cone is available and taken over the wall. Mountain Drake down to 7,700. Crownie's still got that chain of corruption, and Limit stands aside from that handshake. All right, Dragons reset, and the 5v5 for the objective continues.
Yeah, so I wonder, they're just going to start pushing in the bottom side of BDS, put some pressure on that turret instead, but Xerxe, they're not really willing to give up the Drake for free.
Here's the fight, here's the fight, here's the fight! Sand Soldiers forward, Limit goes over the wall, throws in the quickness.
Oh, that's an ultimate.
By some time, and so does the hostile takeover. BDS have got the first as Limit is dropped inside the jungle. Adam is forcing Abbedagge and Patrik away. Will be taken down just in a moment as Adam now is jumped on by multiple members of Xerxe. Patrik has still stayed alive, but the flash as well as that cleanse, 1 for 2 in favor of BDS, but Xerxe will be able to peel back, stay alive.
Cyclone's still available for Sheo as well, so even if they come back to try and contest that Drake, it's not going to be an option. And wow, that fight initially with Nuke setting it all up with the Azir ultimate into Labrov's ultimate afterwards. Purely beautiful, and Xerxe just gets absolutely scattered afterwards.
It felt to me like the moment the initiation came out, the call from Xerxe was run. Just don't give up more, because they are still in a difficult position. And it felt to me like there was a full retreat.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the flash from Limit here initially, I mean, he does get the knock-up, but it does feel a bit awkward with the way that it's played out here, where it's just flash into the wall, only get Adam. That's not what you're looking for. Pay attention to the Gragas cask as well, because this Gragas cask, it's not gonna... Yeah, thank you, observers. You're just gonna call it out. He's gonna get a journey right into Patrik. So, yeah, Abbe really just sending his own death there.
Unfortunate there for Xerxe. Adam got so many air miles that he's bumped a tier status in that previous fight. Managed to fly all the way forward, showstopper over the wall, and they don't have an answer for him. And Xerxe fall a little further behind. 3,000 gold still at the 20-minute mark. Importantly for me, 2 dragons to just the 1. And how these team fights have played out, it has been BDS favored.
It most certainly has. Now finally we can start taking care of some of these outer turrets, hopefully from the side of BDS. We want to see them accelerate some of their vision control as well. We want to see them make it a bit deeper as well, make sure they have all the intel, because it was still a very dark Drake fight we saw earlier, and as you can see right now, it's quite even, right? It's only in river, so you can never really step too far up. And we are gearing into a game that is 20 minutes long, where you want to put some pressure on the tier 2 turrets.
You did set this expectation at the beginning of the game. It could have been a slower one. And I think when you look at the compositions, look at how the laning phase was going to play out, and the fact that there's no teleports from those top laners, 9 kills, 20 minutes, in comparison to what we had yesterday, this is slower. But I think what will be important now is these team fights are going to get very, very heavy and intense, and everyone's going to be nearby. That's 3 members of Xerxe. Limit's going to be late to the party, but they've caught Nuke. Nuke will buy some time for the Empress to buy. Bailout needs to get reset, and it doesn't. Xerxe have got the first. Patrik forced to flash and cleanse and move away. Odo's going to be late to the party, but it looks like just a 1-4-0 in favor of Xerxe.
Yeah, and with this, they can bridge that pressure into the mid lane. Odo's moved up from the top to the bottom side as well, seeing if they can get it down. Minion wave quite low here, so they do have to be careful. Adam still have that suplex. Crownie as well with the chains of corruption. So if you get over eager as Xerxe, you might catch yourself in
I mean, look, this is huge. 3-0-1. Patrik got the kill there. He had the Hurricane for the fight. I was very nervous once that started. There was a numbers disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
But kudos to Xerxe. They had the damage and they managed to single out Nuke.
Yeah, I was actually confused about it in the beginning. I thought Adam was going to ultimate Abbe immediately, try and take him down with Sheo, but Limit actually had a really good flank, just disengage it on the backline as well. Crownie was on the top side clearing minions, wanted to make his way down here. So he just found a really good position with Xerxe here with a 3 versus 4.
Well, it's still that negative situation with 2 minutes to go. Teleport for Nuke is up. Teleport for Abbe is up, and Crownie will get his sums up. So for the next dragon fight, at least Crownie will have a little bit more mobility than Patrik in terms of the summoner spells. And I think, how do you expect these minutes to play out? It's 3 towers to 1. But for BDS within that 1 TP, it becomes infinitely more risky and harder to push into those inner turrets, the jungle. So do you expect the game pace to slow down just a little?
Yeah, I think we're just looking at different picks. XL actually have all the information. Sheo was trying to sweep out there. He missed one ward. XL still with a pink ward here. Down towards the bottom half. They own all division control as well. So despite a gold lead being in the favor of BDS, it's actually XL that's dictating the game because of how they set up the vision control.
I mean, information is more valuable. It's key because, especially when you do have a Gragas and Sejuani, if you can use those initiation tools from the darkness, obviously gives you that gigantic advantage in any of the skirmishes. They get the tower, 3-2, and now it's a minute for Dragon. So defensive wards there from XL in the river, and I think we're just going to be setting up. Question is, who pulls the Baron trigger? If someone goes like all in on Dragon, someone else could go for that Baron. And it looks to me like BDS are trying to sniff this out or set up at least defensive wards.
Well, I think if you end up in a situation where the next fight will be an all-out fight, then that fight is just going to lead to Drake and then Baron after, as we've seen so many times. So you just keep some vision here, then you can go for a reset, try and get some wards back in Labrov's pocket. He only has one on his support item right now, and with 1 minute left on the Drake, that's where you start fighting for the vision control. But you need help, you need someone to escort you. The mistake we see so many times with range support specifically is that they ward alone, it looks super griefy, and they die because they're used to the fact that they can just get out as a melee support.
Like, they're super griefy. It's a
but that's what it looks like, and that's why, yeah.
I mean, was it BDS you said yesterday, one of the teams that's got like great understanding of just foundational League of Legends?
Fundamentals. And I'll be honest, I actually think XL is upping them right now.
Well, right now, XL got themselves a kill. Patrik's on a rampage. He's taken down Nuke. Crownie's the next target. Handshake goes sideways. Here comes Odo with 10 seconds to Dragon. XL find another pick. They surprise Nuke, and they can take this Dragon.
And once again, it comes with the superior vision control. While BDS is still trying to get it, XL is just better at doing it. We're talking about the ping boards coming through at the right bushes. Even now, when they start up Drake, they still don't allocate all their team members there because they still acknowledge the fact that there was a very real chance that BDS might have looked at Baron. Now with Limit up here, Abbedagge up here, there's no way they can actually start it.
It's a classic. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody else, we've got a game on our hands.
Oh, well.
That goal difference at 25 minutes, frankly, doesn't mean as much.
You couldn't save that one for groups?
No, I'm going to save it for now. Do you know what? There's enough viewers that change. I can say it a few times.
Yeah, there's a week break after this one anyway. So
Teleport
TP coming in. It is still on a ward. I actually can't see if it's not spotted. Okay, it is. Okay, so it doesn't actually see anything this ward now. But the thing is, Odo's around. He can just throw an undertow in there, and he'll get all the vision that this is actually happening.
They're sticking on it. They're sticking on it. Xerxe is going to be a little bit late. Teleport coming in.
Oh, they're just going to get it.
Abbedagge. Baron's going low to 1,000. It's secured by BDS. The Baron pins them to the wall. Patrik's trying to take out Adam. Nuke goes for the Empress of Ice. Doesn't do a lot. Labrov's already dropped. Crownie's flashing for his life to safely. And here comes Xerxe. 1 second to go for that glacial prison. Patrik is completely untouched. Adams trying to do what he can. Manages to pick up the kill into Arba. The reply back from Nuke, however, is huge. And Patrik's still stepping forward. Sheo's used the Cyclone and trying to chase out 3 members of XL down, 2 members of BDS, but the Baron goes to BDS.
Yeah, but how good are Adam in these fights as well? Like, he single-handedly makes the difference for them there. That suplex into the face breaker as well afterwards was absolutely beautiful. And what a great call from BDS. They saw members down on the bottom side of Drake. Initially, they called off the play. Then XL thought, okay, they're not going for it. We made it. We stopped them from doing it. TP comes in, and they just rush it immediately.
Incredible timing on that one. Keep your eyes on Adam once the fight does break out, but BDS burned through that so quickly.
Yeah, you can even see it. Olaf initially it looks like he's just going to clean everyone up completely, but the damage is still there to take him down before it happens. And then it's here on the re-engage after the flash from Nuke into the knockup from Rakan, making sure that Adam does not get CC'd. Haymaker comes through.
Look at that shield. I think that was over 1,300.
It's absolutely insane. Mathematically correct set. I'm not even sure if that's correct. But
man, what a fantastic play. I think some credit there to Patrik. He's still played on the edge of safety, but with a Baron-empowered minion wave and that gold lead extending even further, BDS maintain a control of the game. And for Team BDS, they've maintained themselves a leading position. Look, they've dropped the game to SK into G2. That's it. They already sole control at first, and assuming they extend this lead further and win the game, will not only eliminate XL from groups, they will also guarantee that they take first seed. So number 1 and number 10 will be locked. That is what Team BDS are playing for.
Yeah, okay. Vision control is still very much in XL's favor, even though the BDS is pushing up here. They have this Baron control, and now it's time where we need to see them not get caught, Sheo.
Sheo's going to be flashing away to safety there, gets out of range of that glacial prison. But the engage from XL is good. The thing is, XL haven't been able to string those picks together into multiple objectives. They got 1 dragon to their name, a couple kills, it's still not enough to bring them back from the deficit.
Yeah, but from the side of BDS now as well, like I have to say, like we need to see them take control of just one quadrant of the map. Either you take top side, where you just get control of this side here, you play on 2 lanes, you don't have teleport on your top laner, and then you start pressuring. Or you do it on bot side instead. Because if this continues like this, and the vision control stays in favor of XL, they can keep trying to look for the picks. Now with the Baron buff in one lane, collectively seeing all their opponents, it is easier for them. But there still is that threat.
There is the threat. Limit, no flash. Trying to find an angle for the quickness. Sheo goes forward with the Trickster, and the wave has been cleared out. BDS have also got that Sunders to go back to, and Abbedagge's teleport, despite being available relatively soon, this would be a bold TP flank, which I don't think they can do. So XL hold the line. They defend their inner turret. And the recalls are coming in. 1 minute 40 for the next Dragon. For both teams, it'll be the third. So it's not the make or break objective.
Oh yeah, but for side lanes were also just in favor of XL. You know, they're all pushing out here, so there's actually no pressure. They could all stand 5 members in the mid lane, just defending the push that came in. So I gotta say, BDS a little bit sloppy with the Baron here, but I think it's gone now as well, actually.
Looks to be the case, and it's timed out. 1.5 minutes for that, 2.5 for the Baron. And I just don't really know how to read how likely it is for XL to come back into this game. It feels to me like a 20% odds at best, because BDS have, despite being picked off a little bit from the vision plays from XL, they've had control. They've got more towers, they've got the dragons, they got that Baron. They've been more successful with their proactive plays, so it keeps me in mind thinking that, like, if this next dragon goes their way, obviously they have all of the tools looking to close this out.
Yeah, what you're looking at here is really just Patrik finishing up that Lord Dominic's regard as well. When that happens, the frontliners will actually be quite squishy. Don't have too much armor. Adam now only invested in that chain vest now. Obviously, the plated steel caps is on Sheo as well, but still, it's not like we're looking at any super tanks here. So if you are an XL fan, then Patrik is who you're keeping your eyes on.
What time is it, Guldborg? It's stopwatch time. Oh. It's stopwatch time for Sheo and Nuke.
Right.
The reason I highlight that, only stopwatches that I can see for now. So that could be pivotal as well for these fights. Nuke in particular has been the recipient of a lot of XL love. And on XL side, Patrik got that flash, got that cleanse. Limit using the quickness already. That's baited out. Here comes Nuke forward. One of those engage tools, and Patrik trying to use that burst fight. No flash for Crownie. Odo's looking for a flank, got that ghost available, but now is going to be cut off, I think. Won't go toe-to-toe with Adam.
No, Sheo looking for flank as well, but he's actually spotted out. Even Limit is down there to welcome him should he come into the bush. Odo still being, well, forced out of the play as it seems right now, but he does have that ultimate if the fight were to break out. Adam, though, looking for potential engage.
Following him. Where's the showstopper? Where's the haymaker? Drops that one out. Glacial Prison forward, barrel backwards. The showstopper's huge. All of a sudden, the hostile takeover's bought enough time. 1-for-1. It's a mid laner for a top laner with Adam down. XL, they felt strong, but now they need to run for their lives. Sheo still holding on to that crushing blow. Not going to find a target. Abbedagge traded for Adam, and the dragon not secured yet, but it's BDS inside the pit. XL haven't given it up.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1. This Drake should go over to the side of the side of BDS here, but XL still around though. Xerxe have that smite. Can he get in there in the pit?
Inside the pit, on shot lanes, XL steal it! Patrik's running for his life. He's taken down
the arrow.
The piercing arrow from behind. XL get the objective, they lose the carry, but I think that is potentially important. Soul for XL could help a lot.
Most certainly could. Here, let's have a look at the game.
Most obvious thing I've ever said.
Yep, let's have a look at it once again. You can see the damage coming through from Patrik as well. He starts becoming a threat. Adam, crucially though, does still have the force to get in there with the suplex. Bail out there to do some damage as well. And Odo just going a bit too far forward. The extra poke you get from Varus and the Azir helps space out the team fight and allows the likes of BDS to get back on the Drake. And then Xerxe, I think it's done with the Ultra Shock laser there from the Zeri. Just into a smite just like that.
Well, listen, with the dragon going down, great piercing arrow. Zeri taken out. Huge shout out to VCT fans as all of a sudden Baron has now been started. BDS inside, down below Hop. Xerxe doesn't have the smite available for a few more seconds. 3,000, 2,000. Baron goes the way of BDS. Sheo secures it. And XL want the fight. Knockup catches onto Adam. He's still got the flash. He's still got the showstopper. Here comes Patrik. Reminder, he was dead. Will be late to the party. Sheo still inside the pit. He can look to re-engage if XL overcommit. Adam is the target for now. Sheo still waiting, looking for the opportunity. The shield from Adam buys enough time for the flank to safety. He clocks up from the glacial prison. He blast goes over the wall, and Adam is unkillable. Now all of a sudden XL are split up. Abbedagge amongst the threat. stepping forward is Odoamne, and Crownie will take him down. He's unstoppable. The Sand Soldiers are ripping through XL's HP bars. The teams have swapped sides of the rift, and it's looking bad. It's looking worse. It's looking disastrous for XL. BDS have got 3. They're not done. They want the ace.
Yeah, Patrik limit just there. Patrik flashing forward. Crownie's there with the bailout, and he is ready to take the kill on the end of that. Limit gets taken down as well, and it's an ace for BDS. And if you had to pay attention to a lot of the damage coming out for Crownie, you can look at his build right now. He's gone for the Sonya's Hourglass with the Rabadon's Death Cap as well. So when he gets his passive stacked out, which he does really easy with the Rage Blade and the Shield Bow, those abilities just does so much more extra damage. Even more so when it comes out from the ultimate. Nuke up towards that top side, TP'd in to get the inhibitor. We saw this yesterday. It's not going to be the base Rage as we saw then, but they finally get the base cracked open.
XL Esports are most likely to be eliminated for the second split in a row. Down 10k, down a Baron, down super minions in the top lane, down an inner turret mid. And this team fight, Sheo cancelled his recall so many times. And look at Adam.
Look at that damage from the Haymaker as well.
The Glasc, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great ultimate from Labrov as well. It's actually 4 members getting caught up in it. It makes a great fight for the Adam.
What was that damage again? I mean, look, 4 items completed. Death Dance on top of Shoji Stride breaking. All of a sudden, this is just completely blown open. XL have to deal with super-powered minions, Baron-empowered minions, as well as the completely OP wallets that BDS are working with. I think they're done, and BDS, they're pushing into the base.
They most certainly are. They have to push down on the bottom side now. Finally playing on 2 lanes. You got the super minions on the top side playing on that lane for you. Now that you get the mid lane inhibitor cracked, you can't just shift your pressure down towards the bottom side. Sheo is scored it in a wave here. XL looking at that last moment of a base defense here while the Baron buff is still active. 5 members now standing strong. Have to move up towards their Nexus soon because super minions are pouring forward.
Oh, how on earth does Patrik do this? No flash available to him. Super minions on the Nexus turret. Adam stepping forward. He's got that showstopper. I mean, level 18 already. And XL are just, there's too many threats to deal with. There are too many problems in front of them. And the wave clear is just not strong enough. Sand Soldiers go forward. Barrel is used. They've caught Labrov. Hostile takeover still available to him. Holds onto the trigger. Sheo is spinning to win and getting away for now. XL, yes, they've stopped that final siege, but at what cost? Multiple waves of super minions, no towers in front of their inhibs.
And the question is the siege even over? Because they're right back at it again. No turret this time around, though. Adam with the Shojin, his cooldowns off so often. So if you're looking at Haymaker, if you're looking at the CC he gets with the Face Breaker, up all the time. And finally, they decide to leave the XL base.
Remember, the same thing happened yesterday for BDS, where they slowed the pace of the game down once they got into the inhibitors. Stepped back, respected their opponents, tried to play it by the numbers. Don't run the risk of throwing a game, a little bit like Fnatic did with their double TP play into the Nexus turret. Instead, use the gigantic gold lead, spend the money you have. I mean, Crownie's picked up an Hourglass now as well, flanked by Nukes himself. And then go in for that final push. They'll secure their 3rd dragon. There's one more siege. In order for XL to even buy time, they have to win team fights flawlessly. But the odds are not in their favor.
Yeah, so they're doing everything they can to keep Patrik alive as well. Right now, cross-map is on the top side. They can get the objective bounty. Now, Shield Bow and Knight's Vow has been purchased from, well, both Patrik and Xerxe. The Shield Bow there on Patrik and Knight's Vow on Xerxe. And the reason why that's a pretty good buy is because the passive procs on 30% HP with the Shield Bow, and so does the extra 10% resistance you get on the Knight's Vow. So it's just really good collaboration between the 2 items. So they're going to see if they can keep Patrik alive as long as possible. And he is, once again, going to be the saving grace for XL if they were to come back in this. Adam, though, looking to stop them right here.
No flash for Adam, no flash for Patrik. I'm looking for the showstopper. Can he use it to taxi his way to Patrik? Then use the Haymaker. Jump in his face. Instead, BDS again, look, waiting for the super minions. If you look at the minimap, middle and top lane, multiple waves are moving towards the steps. I think if BDS can sync up their siege with those supers, that's how they unlock the win. Great job, Observers, highlighting that. Abbedagge is going to catch top. He's got teleport to his name. And for BDS, this is again par for the course. This is what I expect from the roster, who has performed the most consistently throughout the spring split. So on the verge of earning that first seed. They don't take more unnecessary risks than they need to, Bearing in mind, this is still a fairly risk-prone team, shall we say.
I mean, I could have seen them going for more risk, I'll be honest with you, at least in terms of how they're setting their waves up for this one. I think they need to start playing on the 2 waves now with Adam pushing in the mid lane and the rest of his team looking up towards that top side. You can see them in the blue side jungle. That's where you want to see the pressure finally start gearing up. You still have that final inhibitor down at the bot side, but it doesn't matter much right now with 15 seconds on the Baron, and that's most likely going to be the objective that decides this game.
One more fight. Exile have pushed out the top wave. They've pushed out the mid wave. Bottom lane's under a little bit of threat, and Exile moving into the river first. One final stand. Do they channel Leonidas or not? That's what we're going to find out, as all of a sudden Adam and Labrov stepping forward. It's been Nuke that's been caught out to these positions in the past, but watch Sheo. Watch Sheo coming in from behind. He wants to send Exile packing, eliminate them once again. Give them a 2-month vacation, but now he pulls the trigger, goes forward and finds nobody.
Oh, here's
the
Sheo.
Flash, the Ghost, the Cyclone from Sheo. The hostile takeover is beautiful, and the Emperor's Divide will throw Xerxe backwards. Exile are done. They've lost Patrik, the primary damage dealer. And for BDS, the team that placed 9th and 10th in 2022, a team that surprised in spring, but still finished 7th, is now setting up on the Nexus.
Yeah, the problem is that Odo is actually keeping care of the mid lane minions right now, so they have no minions to actually help them end the game. Nuke has just TP'd down the bot side. Odo now finally challenging that TP. Patrik still dead for 30 seconds. It's going to be a 4 versus 5 if they want to look for the end. Finally, here comes the mid lane minions. Nuke down for the bot side. XL 4 members standing at their Nexus turret. How is it going to pan out?
I think it pans out in favor of BDS. It's a 5 versus 4, and Patrik needs 15 seconds. The minions are still standing despite the inhibitor spawning. It's not enough. Abbedagge has caught out Crownie, but Adam is jumping in to save the day. He focuses down the Nexus turret, focuses down the members of XL. And for the first time in BDS's history, BDS win the regular season.
And what a deserved team of being that as well. They've had such good fundamentals. I will say this game was a bit shaky in terms of how they approached it against XL. Probably one of the more lackluster ones. Either way, it doesn't speak of the performance from the entire season, because this has been a damn good team in the LEC.
They have lost to SK Gaming and they have lost to G2. 2 teams that they could face in the group stage once we get to that draw. For now, though, BDS are your #1 team from the Spring Split. We will be saying goodbye to XL. They have been eliminated from group contention. It comes down to Mad Lions and Team Heretics for that final spot. Let's go. Player of the game nominee at LEC on Twitter.
Who do you think it's going to be? I feel like it can only be one. Maybe it's just me, but you know, you have a vote. Your vote matters.
Do you want to read the other names then?
Yeah, there's Adam, and Crownie is also there. Labrov is also there, but let's be real, it's Adam's world, isn't it?
It has to be Adam's world. GG, Guldborg. We're going to be back after this break, and when we do, Sheo will be standing by for the interview. Oh, Crownie's been jumped on, engaged on. Patrik's put so much damage out. Chin encryption on the handshake, rather starting to spread out. Crownie, one more auto is all that's needed. The bailout comes forward and Crownie's dropped. Exile get the 2v2. Inside the pit, on shot lanes, Exile steal it. Patrik's running for his life. He's taken down
the arrow.
The piercing arrow.